Start off with you, yeah or not?
Well, we could start off
However
with you, Dave.
do it.
Okay. Well, hi, this is Dan McDonald, and this is for old time's sake.
Yes, guys.
Dave and I haven't got a chance to hang out much lately, but what do you got there, Dave?
I have chocolates from All Ox, and Dan and I decided we're going to split some of the bill and ordered a bunch of these chocolates and wild raspberries and all this good stuff. Really incredible. These are butterscotch caramels, and they're just incredible. Just
raw chocolate, baby.
Yep, guaranteed raw with Ito, man.
We just had the best dinner ever.
Ever, that's right. It's
we
a
went
party
to
at
town.
All Ox, man. We were both talking about Lou Corona, and when I come down and have dinner with Lou, we party, and I literally toasted Dan because he got another big meal and had it at the end when we were all stuffed, and here, it was just, yes, this is what we do when we're down here, you know. David Wolf, myself, the same thing happens with Matt Monarch, same thing happens with you, same thing happens with Luke Corona. We come down here and we just cut loose, man.
Yeah, because normally
don't live like this every day.
We're pretty disciplined when it comes to the raw foods and stuff.
Yeah, but my God, man, the food here is so incredible.
Something about Ito's food is unique.
It is.
I don't like too many other raw food restaurants for some reason. I don't know why. No offense.
A lot of people don't realize, but the dude puts his own life force energy into the food. I'm sure he doesn't call it that. I don't want to speak on behalf of what he's doing, but he actually does.
Chef Ito, you mean?
Chef Ito, yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but all the plates, unless they're dehydrated foods, under 118 degrees to stay raw, but those are the only things he actually pre-prepares because they have to be in the dehydrator overnight. But anything else is made from scratch on the spot per meal. That's why when they get really busy like tonight, you can wait a half hour to 30 minutes. You're going to think that they've forgotten about your food. They haven't. Every single plate is made from scratch. All the raw, organic, living materials made right there into the plate and then served fresh to you. That's how they make it here. Incredible.
That must be why it's so dang good.
It is, and that's why it's worth the wait, and that's why it's worth the money that you pay for it.
Yeah.
And you know, people say to me all the time, well, I'll go to a raw food restaurant, man, I have to pay all this money. I'm like, dude, try going to Morton's Steakhouse. I mean, the steaks are starting, and I was not getting the cheap ones. I would get, you know, the T-bone steaks at $100 a steak, that kind of thing, you know. $15 for baked potato, $17 for a salad with dressing, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know. I mean, go to, forget Morton's, the half price it. Go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. You're going to pay less here for an incredibly prepared meal that would be just like going to Ruth Chris Steakhouse, with the only difference, it's not dead food. It's living food. So all those nutrients, vitamins, the beta-carotenes, the antioxidants, all the enzymes, and thank you, by the way. Dan pulls out this big old bottle of enzymes. I'm thinking, I've seen these before. He goes, I go, are these loose enzymes? He goes, yeah, man. And we were just shoveling them down by the handful, man. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, man, my pleasure, man. I always bring the enzymes to OLOC. I mean, if I'm going to eat the big piles, you know, I got to take some enzymes with it.
Yes.
So we're having a good time, man. I mean, really, in case there's going to be some new viewers, there always is. They might not know that this raw living food literally saved your life. Like,
oh yeah, I would not be here, Dan.
You were on your way out.
Yeah, I was on my way out. Yep.
You didn't really
recovered by the time I met you. I was pretty much on the recovery end, except for the heart attack and stroke I had 5 months ago. Other than that, so there's a lot of controversy about that. But let me just real quick break it down for y'all, just in case you haven't seen this before. About 4 years ago, I was dying, and I weighed 430 pounds. I had either late stage 1 or beginning stage 2 colon cancer. I had diabetes. My kidneys were leaking proteins into my blood system so badly that I was told by one doctor that I would be on a kidney dialysis machine at some point, and that there was no turning back. And they were talking about, you know, well, do they pull one kidney out? Do they let it shrivel up? And
cut something out?
You know, yeah, exactly.
Fry it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cook,
you know.
burn, cut, pill.
Yeah, you got it. So
scary stuff.
Yeah, it really is. And so basically, here's a rundown on this, guys. Okay, because it's illegal for me to use the word cured. I cannot literally tell you that I've been cured from diabetes, okay? It's illegal for me to tell you that. So I would not tell you that I've been cured from diabetes. It's illegal, so I can't tell you that I've been cured from diabetes, okay? It's illegal for me to tell you that I've been cured from obesity, okay? So I can't tell you that I've been cured from obesity, okay? I have been raw organic vegan for almost 4 years, and the most my weight has fluctuated since I hit 200 pounds from 430 was about 11 to 12 pounds max, you know. I lost 230 pounds in a year and 3 months without any exercise, which I would have done differently. My excuses are useless, so I don't want to say because I was a
But you had a few you had a few things, man. Some pain and some stiffness.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Coming from a lot of different reasons. And
yeah.
so it was made. I remember I would ask you, can you exercise? What can you do? You're like, well, I got this, that.
Right. Yeah.
It's a little tougher, but you're feeling a lot better.
A lot better, and I have the strength. I'm just telling you, I'm 54 years old, and I feel like I did in my early 30s. I really do. And along with the losing the 230 pounds, reversing of cancer in 6 months, my kidneys no longer leak proteins into my blood system. That took 11 months to clear up. And then just recently I had a heart attack and a stroke. I'm still not leaking any proteins in my kidneys, guys. Now, the heart attack and stroke was caused by some other things, not from the raw food diet, not because I do a lot of heavy green juice drinking. I had already lost the 130 pounds in a year and 3 months, and that was 4 years ago, so -5. So yeah, I've been almost 2.5 years.
So do you think that the heart attack and the stroke was actually part of like a healing process, a long-term healing process of old issues?
I got to be honest with you, as bizarre as that sounds, and I never used to believe in that stuff, yeah, I do. It also, I now consider it one of the greatest blessings that's happened to me in my life. I rate it right up there with having fallen in love with someone once in my life. And I rate it right up there with when my kids were born.
So the heart attack and the stroke is a blessing to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what did it give you? What did it do?
Well, what it did was it stopped everything that I was doing, and I had to reprioritize everything because I couldn't function. When I had the heart attack and stroke, the right side of my body was pretty much paralyzed. I mean, I could talk, but it'd be like
a lot of people stay stuck there, huh?
A lot of people.
But because they don't get on the living foods.
Correct.
So that's why you're such an inspiration, Dave, in that if you put the living elements into the body, then you can heal, because you're already, after 5 months of being on a stroke, it's unheard of that someone is 98%. There's a little tingling here and there, but other than that, you've got all the mobility back.
Absolutely, and I have actually been told this by 5 different RNs, registered nurses, that have told me that they work with stroke victims, and they're just saying that it's near miraculous what has happened to me in my recovery. And on top of that, my heart is, I can't judge what my heart is. Just so you guys know, I have a 9th grade education, okay? Let me tell you what raw living organic foods have done for me, okay? I started learning how to feel what was going on in my body as I put it into it. The greatest way that I test food is when I go on a juice feast longer than 2 weeks. I've been on many for up to 1 month, 2 months. I've been on 3 at 3 months, and I've been on 1 at 4 months. And when I come off those juice feasts now, I start testing the foods that I want to put in me, okay? So these controversial things like kombucha, chocolate, whatever it is, I test it all in my body and see what's right for me, okay? It's just utterly amazing when I started to discover that raw organic living foods, this is this is the way, the raw organic living foods, bottom line, end of story. In the last century, people have never had to deal with the pollutants, the pesticides. We're poisoning our own food system. It's just utterly amazing with the things that we have to deal with. And what I've discovered is stay raw, stay organic, stay vegan. Get a few books or DVDs on juicing, learn about what you're doing, and change your life.
Dave, the Raw Trucker.
Thank you.
You are evolving at a very rapid rate. That was the best video we've ever done.
Wow, dude,
that's going to help a lot of people.
Thank you.
You're a champion, dude, and it's really about just sharing this story, because it's a unique story. Not everyone, very few actually get a chance to get their life back, to live again.
Yeah, I get this from a lot of people, man. Oh, well, I'll make these changes when I'm about to die, like you were about to die, Dave. Most people don't get the chance because your first warning on a heart attack is death, okay? For whatever reason, I hung around and I made it, but don't wait until you're
Thanks,
my
Dave.
age.
Another win for Raw Living Foods.
Yes.
Awesome.
I show you respect.
Thanks,
All
Dave.
of you.
Thank you all very much. This is a heartfelt video. Dan the man with the master plan here with Dave the raw food trucker, and a fantastic story. I hope you change your life today. I'll be praying for you. Please subscribe to these videos and check all the links down below. Have a great night.
Love you guys.